Run, river, run, run through the hills. Run, river, run to the sea. Run, river, run to your place beneath the sun. Run, river, run over me.
Hi, welcome to be my guest. Today we have an encore visit, again with one of our favorite ladies, Elaine McNanna from Milford. And Elaine, I met you at the auxiliary when I was a member of the auxiliary at the Milford Hospital.
Yep.
And how did you let me know that you do press flowers? How did we find that out?
Well, because I had made something for the person sitting after us.
Okay.
And I turned to her and I said, Jennifer, would you pass that over to Jan and show it to her? I don't know what you said, which made me do that.
I loved it, probably.
Yeah. It was a couple of note cards with pretty flowers on them. And
Elaine, how long have you been doing this? I forgot.
well, I was 12 when I started, though.
Who taught you?
Me.
You taught yourself.
Yeah, I joined the garden club in 1968 in Milford. And shortly after I was going to those meetings, one of the ladies said to me, I have a box of pressed flowers. Would you like to have them? I'm moving to St. Louis and I'm not taking them with me.
Sure.
So I accepted the box. It was a coat box. It was a great big box. And I took it home and opened it up and I said, why did she give me these? They were really old and dusty. And I said, gee, but look, a few pansies were still purple, so I knew there was some value there.
Yeah, sure.
And back in those days, I had to go to the library and look everything up, not on Google.
Yeah.
And I found out that Queen Victoria did a memory book for Prince Albert when he died. And she was the first one, so the book said, to develop pressed flowers.
How did she figure it out?
I don't know. She must have found something to do.
A memory book to press down to the next generations, right?
Yes.
To pass down there.
And all the ladies in waiting made a book for Prince Albert with their memories in them. I have no idea, who documented this, and I'm sure it was. And the next book I picked up was Grace Kelly.
Yeah.
And she also did pressed flowers.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either, and she did lovely work. And I took those books home and looked through them, and I said, well, I'm a princess.
Why not, right?
Why not? So, yeah, it's been over 40 years that I've been doing this press
Elaine
flower.
walked in here. You would see. What time did you have to get up this morning?
Well, I get up at 5 every morning.
Why?
I don't know. Since I was a kid. Always get up real early. I'm a morning person, without a doubt.
What time do you go to sleep?
9 o'clock. Sometimes 8:30.
You miss a lot of good shows on TV.
It's a good thing I have a DVR and I can copy things.
Oh, you're cheating. Well, she told me that she's a volunteer at Milford Regional up the street. If you're out of town, out of state, out of the country, Milford Regional Medical Center is our closest hospital in this area.
Right.
And Elaine is a volunteer there. What department do you volunteer in?
Well, I'm a general volunteer right now. I also do help at the blood banks. I do errands, and I do patient representative, which means I go and speak to the clients.
That's the best part. To me, it would be
lovely.
Oh.
And I'm actually conducting a little survey. That we want to know what they feel about the hospital. But they think I'm just a nice lady coming to say hello, and I am.
Well, you tell them who you are.
Yes. They know I'm a volunteer.
Is this new now? I knew that they have paid advocates, but this is different.
No, this is volunteer, and the hospital also has an elder wellness program where people go and do little exercises with the people who are bedridden for a long time, and they do a snuggle program.
What's that?
For babies that are born with problems.
Do you snuggle to babies?
I don't do that program. I volunteered to do it, but it hasn't come to fruition yet. There's a training session and, finding another couple of hours in the week to do that.
I like the idea of you're going into the patient's room and saying, hi, I'm so-and-so, and I'm here to get your opinion of what's your experience here.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
I love it. I love it. And then when we conclude our visits that we're assigned to certain floors or certain departments, we go and put these items that we collect into the computer, and they're circulated to the nurse managers on each floor and the director of the program, and they read what we say. And, if there's a significant problem, we have a particular place we report that, and someone else works with the patient. But it's all, the hospital has been wonderful, and it's new, improved size.
Well, I've been down to unfortunately, because of going somewhere, but at the ER, it's a beautiful ER. But I noticed that you see a lot of people, and you get a social worker that comes in too. You have made nothing to do with, but they come in and introduce themselves.
Right.
That's about it. I wasn't sure why she comes in.
She comes in to do what I do, to find out if there's a problem.
If you're okay.
And, something in your intake might need to be clarified. Maybe the number you gave, the telephone number, wasn't accurate. Okay. So they re-ask you the questions about that.
That's why she came.
And she wants to know if you have help at home. Do you, when we send you home, is there someone there, or would you like some services at home?
Okay.
It's just covering every base. I think customer service is the best program at the hospital. Yeah. It really is. I know the medical part is important, but the customer service is a high priority.
I know when I had surgery for the first time over, I think it was 1993 at UMass, and I was scared out of my mind.
Yes.
I had hospital phobia, basically. So I said, you know what? I'm going to take my hand like a parent would a child. I called patient advocate. They have a wonderful patient, just like, Milford.
Yes, Milford
patient advocacy department. And I said, I need help. I need someone to take me for a tour. What am I going to see? What does it look like in the pre-op? I need to see these things so I know ahead of time. They set me up with a wonderful girl about my age. She took me around, showed me everything, and when I woke up, they made sure there was somebody, an advocate, right beside my bed. Okay. So that was wonderful. Now we're going to get to why Elaine is here. She surprised me today. She does the most beautiful pressed flowers. And immediately, everybody, we girls do diaries and all this. Take a look at this. She takes the little, the little books that we can get for our journaling.
Yeah.
Whoop, Paul's saying, bring it up.
Yeah.
What are these roses? These roses?
These are pressed roses. Both of them are pressed roses on colorful paper. And if you can see the little tag coming out of the top, is a bookmark to match, because we always need to find our place to do more things.
These are diaries, journals.
They're journals. I also have weekly planners and checkbook covers, and as my husband says, he's never going to stand still next to me because I put pressed flowers on anything that stands still.
I'll bet. I can just picture the bathroom, and the tub has presents all over. Can I ask you if somebody, we're going to talk about how you can reach Elaine, and she's local, she makes, we're going to see a lot of things. What would this go for if someone wanted to buy it?
Anywhere between $6 and $10, the different sizes.
You're really reasonable.
Well, one of the things I've learned is this is what I love to do.
Yeah.
The money is insignificant. All I want back is enough money to buy more books to cover.
Okay. You know what? Like when you go to a thrift shop, and I had a friend once say to me, "You recycle clothes faster than anyone I've ever seen." I said, well, if I love something, I'm going to keep it. But if I've worn it enough, or I haven't worn it for a year, it's going. I mean, why can't someone else enjoy it? So you're recycling your love of what you do.
Yes, it's my passion.
Now, she has got, Paul, I know you're not going to be able to see this, but can you hold this up?
I think I can.
We've got some Frigi magnets here. Whoops.
That one doesn't have the magnet on it.
Yep.
These are on a metal tray, and they're just cardboard, and the little square ones are canvases.
Yeah.
And I just press flowers, glue them in place, laminate them, and they're kind of fun to give as gifts.
How do you laminate? Do you have a machine that you use?
I do. I have a machine that I use. And the other thing that is very helpful, the canvas, of course, wouldn't go through the machine.
Right.
So you take a nice iron that you have used to iron your trousers, and you put the laminate on it.
A piece of laminate.
A piece of laminate and a napkin or dish towel or something, and press it, and it adheres it. So that's what I do with the books. As you held up before, they can't go through the machine, so I do the
and it sticks. It sticks.
You can feel it. It's very smooth.
So you put it down, then you put The laminate
the
down, and you
laminate
put
paper.
a cloth. Put a cloth.
Yeah, because
And
you
what do you
wouldn't
set it for? A medium, soft?
medium hot iron.
All right.
Yeah.
How long do you let it sit there?
Oh, 2 minutes.
Oh,
2
that's all.
seconds. Yeah, not very long at all. And the trick is just to glue it all in place.
You always have, I see Elaine 2017,
yeah,
right down
those
the
are
bottom.
the new ones.
So creative. No, you had told me originally this was a rose and it was red,
Yes.
and then it becomes purple.
When the flowers die, particularly roses and red flowers, they do not hold red. They always turn to blue, a blue red, which is a burgundy or a wine color. And sometimes they turn really blue. I mean, sometimes they
is
change. But it's lovely.
Yeah, it's like a whole different flower. Now, we have, this is, you also frame them, and this, I don't know if you can see this one. Now, did this in, this year, 2017.
Yeah.
Now, what kind of flowers are those?
Oh my. There's pansies, verbena, basket of gold alyssum, and some blue boy, which are bachelor buttons. And I have a friend that likes to grow blue boys, and she calls them blue boys, but I think they're centurion or something like that in a botanical.
Those are those little blue.
The little blue, yes.
How do you make that cute little basket? You weave that yourself in a little design?
That's a cheat.
A cheat?
I'm going to tell you, I do cheat occasionally because I'm getting lazy. Because weaving,
You? Lazy? No.
weaving flower stems is kind of fun, but
Yeah.
it takes a lot of patience. That's off the computer.
It doesn't look it.
No.
It looks like you designed little strips of yellow paper,
Yeah.
and she made it look like the basket.
Yes.
It doesn't look like you copied it from anything.
Well, there were some of them that I copied. I tried to find a basket that I would like, and that one came out the favorite because it does look like it should be plant material, but it isn't.
I bet you can get a lot of frames if you go to Sally's Boutique, Salvation Army. If you go to what is it called, the Blessing Barn over in Milford,
Yes.
you can get frames everywhere. That's really inexpensive.
Well, I was in Northbridge just on Tuesday.
I missed you.
And I
I
was
was
in
too.
I was in Sally's Alley.
Were you in the morning or the afternoon?
It was about noontime.
No wonder I
Monday.
didn't catch you. Okay, was it later?
But I bought 10 frames there for 99 cents a piece.
Oh.
A couple of them still in wrappers. They were brand new. Yes.
Good girl.
So it doesn't have to be an expensive hobby.
No.
And the other thing is, if I come to your yard and I like something growing in your yard, I might say, Jan, can I have some of those?
How about what's that? We have a big tree, and every spring it flowers. Oh, it's purple, not lilacs.
Yes.
Can you work with lilacs?
Yes. They turn very gray. They turn a mauve color
Why?
when they press. It's the moisture that keeps them a certain color, and then when you press them, you're taking all the moisture out of the flower, hence the color changes a bit.
Oh.
You know, it isn't easy to... And the thing is, I have flower paint. There's a certain kind of paint that's significant for flowers. And if you cut the flower off the bush and put the stem into a jar of these colors, they will absorb the colors.
I never heard of that.
Lily of the Valley are white,
Yeah.
but they're adorable little flowers.
Yeah.
I like to work with little flowers,
I noticed.
as you can
Beautiful.
see. Yeah.
You're intricate and you're patient.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I put them in the color, and they come out all different colors, and they're lovely. And they actually come out with a stripe. I never knew the little petal of the flowers had veins in them.
Yeah.
Hence the veins color differently, so that it makes the flower look like a peppermint stick. It's amazing.
How long did it take you to learn all this? This is
Trial and error.
and it's all up here now.
Yes. I will write the book someday, I promise.
You better, because
I promise.
I don't know how you keep it all up here.
I don't know
You must
either.
write things down somewhere.
I have all these little journals.
Okay. All right, so you make sure you know what you...
I write a lot of things down.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Now this... Okay, was that another thing off of the...
That's a rubber stamp.
Okay, this is a rubber stamp with the flowers on the top.
The vase is a rubber stamp.
Yeah.
And I cut it out, and it has just a few flowers in it. Let's see, can I tell you
Sure.
what they are? They're bachelor buttons and verbena. Verbena is one of my favorites, and coral bells is in that one. And they're big flowers. You know, the coral bells grows a big, big stem.
Yeah.
But every little flowerette, those little red flowerettes, you pick them off and they work very nicely.
Elaine, how long does it take you to make something like this? It's a card you send to people. She makes the card, everything.
Yeah. It depends. I happen to have a rubber stamp for that vase. It's actually looks like a mason job, but I did it on marbled paper. Hence, it came out a little different. So I had the vase, and I said, there's only one or two things you can do with a vase.
Yeah.
You know, you make the flowers taller than the vase.
Beautiful coloring.
And
Blue and the purple.
so sometimes you sit and you look and you say, now what color shall I use? And it takes an hour to think of what to do and 10 minutes to put it together. Once you get the idea.
She's amazing. We're talking with Elaine McNanna, and she is resident. She's in Milford, and she is a wonderful pressed flower artist. I mean, ever since I met her and I'd first seen it, I'm like, definitely we got to get her on the show. This is amazing. Now, this is a Christmas one. This looks like? What is that?
Another cheat.
A cheat?
Well, I like to do a lot of different crafts too.
Yeah.
That happens to be a rubber stamp, that tree.
But that's not a cheat.
Well, it is, because usually I put little flowers on them.
Yeah.
I even learned that if I took a red leaf and used a tiny hole punch, I could make Christmas balls to put on that tree, and it looks so adorable. Or I can lay. Yeah.
You definitely. Well, she has made. Talking about a talented lady, she has made. Well, Christmas is coming. Two with pressed flower design ornaments. I'm going to show you the first one. That's a rose.
That's another rose.
That's a rose
with a felt doily that I bought at AC Moore, and cut the center part out and made it a frame, and put the rose in the middle. Now that needed to be on a white background. It's a little hard to visualize.
This looks like glass. Do you buy the glass?
It's a glass ornament that you buy. It's a clear glass ornament that you buy at one of the craft stores.
And it looks like a doily, a beautiful little doily.
Isn't it pretty? Yeah.
Now here's another one. This one looks like you went to how do I say it? A humongously, both of them do, a high-end craft fair. Look at the way it feels. It's nice and heavy. What is that?
It's just glass. It's porcelain, I guess they call it.
And what flowers?
And the flowers on there are. Oh no! I spray painted that.
You spray painted the flowers?
Yeah, that's a center of the Queen Anne's lace. And I told you red is hard to come by.
Yeah.
So I sprayed that with a little bit of regular old-fashioned spray paint that you would use on anything in your home, and got the red color that I wanted.
Of course, 2 Christmas ornaments. Now, were you doing this when we first had you on?
No.
How long have you been up to this?
Oh, this is about, let's see, those ornaments came out maybe 3 years ago. And the ornaments are both from the craft store.
By the way, hospitals have gift shops. Don't they have your things featured over at Milford at the gift shop?
No.
Why?
Well, because you have to have a vendor's
Really?
certificate. Yes, they only buy from the vendors. I think at one time they used to do a lot of crafts from different people, and they've chosen not to do that anymore.
Do they ever have fairs over there that you can obviously set up with?
You know, the auxiliary actually used to run craft fairs early on, and
What
then,
happened?
well, things changed. They just haven't done it.
Well, you're a shoo-in. Elaine, people who are interested in your beautiful designs, how can they reach you?
My phone number is 508-473-3558. And I will be putting some of my products into the Butterfly in Bellingham. It's a craft store.
You told me about that.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it. I haven't been in a craft store for a long time. Supply and demand is not what I can always handle at my time in life here. And therefore, if I put something in the shop, I have to be able to reproduce it to fill that space again.
Hey.
So I don't do anything by the hundreds anymore now.
You know what I can see is a patient in bed over there. I don't know if you're a busy girl and obviously you want to sell them, but I'm thinking, what a kind of cool little gift when you go in as an advocate, as a representative, and I have a little something special for you.
Yeah.
Especially the girls. If you handed me one of your journals, your little
Yeah.
journals that you do, I'd be
Yeah.
like, I would be so, it'd be like almost like giving me a stuffed animal.
Yeah.
That's another
Yeah.
thing on my mind. I think patients need those. But now we've got more gift cards here, so that you can send. These are, what are those roses?
Now
here?
this is they're just, there's hydrangeas in that, and verbenas and leaves and ferns and a few other things. Now that's called a collage. It's a method of just tossing things. But I mean, though you plan it out and say, well, I'm going to put the blue ones here and the yellow ones there, basically you just glue a whole bunch of stuff in it, and just a collage.
What do you think is the most fun for you to do of all the ones that you do? What do you like?
My favorite thing to do is the heart that I make, the Victorian
Victoria,
heart.
do you have one? Do you have a, it's okay if you don't, but
I do.
oh, she's got one. Oh, yes, this is the one I think you had this on the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. What year is this?
Let's see, is this 17? This is 2017.
So you've been on twice this year, then? Really? Because if it was twice, I've seen that.
Yes, well, maybe it's the same one. Yes.
Can you see that? I don't know if you can zero in on that one, Bob.
Is that too?
I know I've seen that one, boy. I remember that one very
Yeah.
well. I'll try and shift it around a little. That's good. That's good.
So anyway, I make a lot of hearts, and they get started with an outline of Queen Anne's lace,
Yeah.
little petals of Queen Anne's lace, and then the flowers get glued on top.
And you were inspired originally, as you say, Queen Victoria.
Right.
She made the memorabilia album for her husband, Prince Albert, when he died.
Right.
Have you ever seen it? Have you ever seen it, like if they showed it online, this album at all?
No, I just know the book is still in Milford Library. I look at it every so often, and it's a little insignificant. You know, I'm sure there were methods, you know, by this time they have discolored and then,
I'd still like to see what she did.
yeah.
And then see but how everything is graduated to where you are, and you do all the beautiful colors. And
Yeah.
you know what I can also thinking, you know, when somebody has a funeral and a loved one passes away, your beautiful cards, I would think that a funeral parlor director, some of your cards would be excellent. You know how they give away those little cards of memory?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I have to tell you, I framed a few of those
Yeah.
that have been printed
Yeah.
and matted them and put flowers around them and gave it back to the family
Oh,
as a gift.
yeah.
There's just so much you can do. When someone's in the hospital for a period of time, one of these paper products, you know, that's a card or a small magnet, you take to the hospital bedside,
Yeah.
they're so cumbersome to put big flower arrangements sometime when
Yeah.
someone's in the hospital.
Especially if they're
Still
allergic.
work.
These are
Yeah.
now they have
Yeah.
what mylar balloons.
Yeah.
So that if you keep, no more of the helium or whatever they had.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
forget,
that
yeah.
you can't do that. Elaine, now what have you got? Are you appearing at different places? Are you getting the word out about what you do?
Well, I'm signed up at Milford High School to do the adult education program.
Are you going to teach?
I already did last week. I did Monday night, the 18th of September.
How many students did you have?
We had 6, and it was just nice. Prior to that, I had done another session with another 10 or 12 people in that class.
Okay.
And I've got one set up for November sometime.
November sometime. Now, you know, there's so many arts and crafts things. That's what I schedule a lot of our artists and authors to appear at places. And I can just see you just about anywhere. There's a place
Yeah.
called Castleberry Fairs, and they're all over New England. They set up all these different fairs that are all over the lot. And, well, you'd fit right in.
I've done a few of those. We did Hopedale in the Park on September 16th.
You were over there. How
Yes.
did you do?
Yeah, we did well.
Was it a good day? I think
It was a lovely day, a lot of people, but they didn't buy pictures, they bought the little things. The books and the magnets and the cards, the greeting note cards and such.
Well, you know what? You are so, how do I say this, extremely reasonably priced that if I went over there, I'd be gobbling them up because it's not, you know, you're reasonable. A lot of artists are not.
Well,
They are.
yeah. I'm not looking for an hourly wage at this point in my life.
So now, again, Elaine, how can people reach you about how they can start? They can order something, can't they? Custom designed?
Well, if they call me, I do projects for people. It's word of mouth a lot.
A lot of word of mouth.
Yeah, so
the Christmas one's coming up again.
Yes.
Folks, this is just. How long would it take you to make something for someone? One of these, roughly.
The small ornament that was there is 10 minutes.
10
the one
minutes.
with the painted flower. Yeah.
So, you could probably order like 10 or 20 from Elaine, and you'd still be having a very reasonable fee for it,
Yeah.
and she would do it beautifully. Could she request, or he or she request a certain flower?
Sure. I also do classes. Lots of times my friends will show up.
Yeah.
And
where are your classes, at the senior
in
center?
in my kitchen table sometimes.
In Milford?
Yes, I do some at-home ones.
When are your
I
classes?
Well, they're not scheduled. It's
Sort of.
spontaneous. Yeah, very spontaneous.
Okay.
I belong to a group that meets every other month on a Monday at the end of the month. So this turn, it was my turn to come to my house. So we made pressed flower greeting cards, and they made bookmarks. What else? Something else, anyway. And then everybody brings something good for lunch, and we had a nice lunch. So that's just a spontaneous group that gets together.
And you belong to the Milford Greenleaf, is it?
Greenleaf Garden Club. And
And
we're
you-
holding a flower show we're going to talk to you about soon, June 7th,
Oh,
2018.
we'll have you back. Yeah, we'll get this out there. June 7th?
2018.
Yeah.
It's our 50th anniversary.
Where?
It's going to be at Memorial Hall in Milford.
Where's that?
It's the old library, the brownstone building at the corner.
The old building.
Yeah.
Not kind of behind the Milford Library?
Yes.
That's an old.
It faces Main Street, yeah. It's a big
So
mechanics
you'll have
hall.
it there. A craft
Yeah.
fair or
No, a
festival?
flower show. A
Oh.
judged flower show would be really spectacular.
And you'll be obviously there.
Yes, I will.
Are you going to be running the show?
No.
No.
Not if I can help it.
What does your husband think about all these flowers?
He sometimes calls it junk.
Junk?
Well, because I collect bottle caps and different things to put flowers in, and I toilet paper rolls.
What do you do with toilet paper rolls?
If you slice them up
Yeah.
and put flowers on them, you can make napkin rings.
Oh my God! I wouldn't even think about this. Elaine, we got about 3 minutes left. How can people reach you?
My phone number is 508-473-3558. You can check the program for the adult education at the Milford High School. And let's see, what else do I do? Just call me. I'll be at Butterfly, a craft store in Bellingham.
What street is that again?
That's on Mechanic Street, but it's directly across from the Bellingham Post Office.
Is that on one? We're going to be down there later this afternoon.
140.
140. So
Yeah.
instead of taking a left to go to Walmart, I would go right, heading for Franklin, heading for the downtown Bellingham.
Yes,
Bellingham.
yes.
Okay, so it's right off the beaten path.
It's on I think that's still 140.
left or the right?
The Butterflies is on the left, coming from Milford.
How long from that light to get down there? I'm a big thing on time. Okay, so it's a cute shop and it's brand new.
I'll email you the number of the building.
You promise?
I
I'll find it
promise.
one way or the other. I'm going to find it. So it's all local crafters.
Yes, yes, we're going to start. Karina and I are going to do it on. We're putting our display up on the next Wednesday, the 4th or 5th of October.
You're excited, aren't you?
Yeah.
When you told me about being in that store, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah. Well, it's a nice small store, and it's really earthy crunchy.
Earthy
Lots of-
crunchy. Ooh.
It's a lot of nice crafters that do very simple things
Yeah.
and very nicely priced things.
It reminds me of the show, before we close, Fixer Upper. I love her style. It's elegant country, sort
Yes,
of. It's not cutesy. It's
Yeah.
just elegant, like with wood and things like this.
Uh-huh.
Very down to earth. Some of those shows are just kind of like all fad and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, Elaine, it's been fun to have you back on.
Thank
and of
you.
course, you'll be back on again.
Oh,
Well, we're going to promote.
It'll be a habit.
You better be. She's a regular, and we're going to promote your June event coming up.
Yes.
And you mentioned those little classes you have in your home.
Yep.
People just give you a call, right?
Give me a call if they have 4 to 6 people. I'll do a
Alright.
program for them.
And then bring a little dessert or
Or
something.
if someone belongs to a group that wants to hire me, that can happen too.
You could right at
Yeah.
your house. So if I wanted to hire you, I could have you
Well,
right at the
no,
house.
we would use probably a library room or something
Okay.
too.
All right.
You know, or if a church has a hall that can be used.
We gotta get you
The
out.
senior center, I forgot about the senior center. I've done programs at the Milford Senior Center
Yeah.
and the Northbridge Senior
A
Center.
lot of senior centers.
Yes, there
Oh,
are.
yeah.
I have to be careful though, because
Why?
my calendar days are very full, as you well know.
Oh, yeah. Well, being a volunteer at the hospital, boy, I mean, that's 8 in the morning.
To noon, it's only till noon.
Oh, when I volunteered at UMass, it was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon for a couple of hours. That was it, though. Thank you, Elaine. We'll see you next time, okay?
Very good,
All
thank
right.
you.
Take care.